Hello, I'm Chao Junfeng. This is the recording of the presentation of my final year project in the first semester. I'm doing my project on a self-proposed topic, which is a location-based and movement-based instructional simulation role-playing mobile game. I give my first Android game the name Covenant. The first question that you may raise should be, why mobile game? Admittedly, there are already a host of game companies creating a wide spectrum of mobile games out there. But the problem is none of them try to address the health problem of the players, both physically, mentally, and socially. Especially young players who is not mature enough to resist the temptation. They design the games in a maliciously addictive way, for example, loot box and pay-to-win mechanics, in order to lure the young players to sit at home and build for game items. In the light of these concerns, I would like to add location and motion-based features into mobile games. That is, converting indoor game activities into outdoor ones, so that people can stop leading a sedentary lifestyle but go out and take a walk while hunching over their devices. In my project, I choose to make an instructional simulation RPG. For instructional simulation, it means a game incorporating the nurturing and growth of something, like having a pet. I think this kind of games will gain the player a bigger sense of satisfaction and achievement. Moreover, players have to regularly check the growth and development of their own monster, which is called soul in Covenant. So instructional simulation will be one of the biggest incentives to attract regular players. And for RPG, I think everyone likes RPG, and this will definitely attract the most players. So these are all the rationale and reasons behind my game Covenant. What is exactly the content of it? In my game, players have to nurture their own monsters, called soul in the game, and power them up by giving them rings. How they can get powerful and wear rings is where the outdoor part comes in. Rings are in different rarity and elements, giving the soul different skills and power-ups. If the players want to find suitable and more powerful rings, they have to complete our quests, which requires them to explore their community and do exercise. Next, I will talk about the methodology part. The main platform to develop Covenant is the Unity engine. It is the most famous cross-platform game engine for game production. Of course, in this project, I'm just using the Android platform. But if I would like to switch to iOS or PC in the future, it can be simply done by one click. Unity provides a wide spectrum of game objects for game producers to use, including canvas, tests, images for the main UI design, C# script for function coding, and also game physics for object colliders, gravity, and so on. All these game objects lend a great helping hand to game producers, especially amateur producers, highly reducing the time consumed by addressing the UI, game physics, the lighting, and so on. And I use Blender for the 3D modeling of the characters. It provides a platform for sculpting, adding amateur, and animation, which makes the characters more realistic in terms of textures, movements, and game physics. Lastly, I used Android Studio to be an Android simulator. It provides a platform for quick testing on minor updates. It also involves a complex input of GPS coordinates, which is called GPX file. It allows me to simulate a walking path on certain points of the map in order to test out different location-related functions. So let's take a look at the prototype of the game Covenant in the following demo video. This is the demonstration of how the mobile game practically works. So let me first start the mobile game. And you can see there is a navigation bar at the bottom. And we are now at the walk scene, and I will introduce it later. And the next scene will be the soul scene. It basically shows how the souls, that means the monsters and the rings, will be represented later. And this will be the quest system, and I will also introduce it later. The next part will be the map generation, testing of the walk scene. I will conduct this part in a horizontal way so that more details on the map can be seen from here. I'll turn around and compare to see the position and the shape of the buildings and objects around. You can see the building in front of me now, and after I turn around, I can see the road in front of me, which is represented by a purple line, and we can see the Shingmun River in a further distance, which is represented by a greenish blue area. And then when we try to keep turning around, you can see on the map, the character is actually following our rotation, and we are now facing the cross-shaped building. The next part will be the movement demonstration of the walk scene. I'll try to walk along the street, and then the character should follow us to the corresponding position. We are trying to get to the back of this cross-shaped building, and the map should show that our character has arrived there when we are at the destination. So let's fast forward a bit. So now we are already here. You can see that the map is showing that we are at the another side of this cross-shaped building, and we are now looking at this L-shaped building in front of us. The next part will be the distance calculation of the quest system. One of the quests will be asking the user to walk for a certain distance. So our system will try to save your current GPS location as the origin and calculate the displacements according to the next recorded location of the player. As you can see, after the player has walked for certain meters, the finished quest has increased it by 1. But this may not be a very good demonstration because GPS locations are taken like every 5 to 10 meters, so such short distance quests may not be very good demonstration. So in the long run, we will try to do the quest like up to 100 meters, and that will be much more accurate. So this is basically what I've done so far. There are some fundamental parts that I'm going to finish in the second semester, including an inventory for the monsters called stones, and the game items called rings, and the most crucial part, arena. I'll try to develop it in a way of story mode versus AI first. If possible, I would like to build up online connections and let the players fight against each other. This is because we can see that games with opponents like Arena of Valor, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars are gaining triumphant success. So I would like to implement this feature after the story mode. And for the functions, apart from the map generation and distance calculation, I would like to add some more features like photo recognition and environmental detection. For example, when you try to take a photo of the sea, the system can detect the color or even an object, or using the environment detection, detecting the humidity, light intensity to give you an item of water and light elements. Also, I would like to make use of the motion sensor and add body movement into the quest system, so that the players can be encouraged to do different kinds of exercise apart from only walking and running. That's what I have accomplished in the first semester. Thank you.